Hi, I'm Kathy with Level Up RN. In this video, I will be discussing superinfections and antibiotic resistance. And at the end of the video, I'm going to give you guys a little quiz to test your understanding of some of the key facts I'll be covering. So be sure to stay for that. And if you have our Level Up RN microbiology flashcards, go ahead and pull out your flashcards so you can follow along with me. A superinfection is a second infection that occurs on top of a pre-existing infection. This typically occurs when someone is treated with antibiotics for the primary infection. Let's take a look at the details of how a superinfection occurs. In the top image, we have a normal microbiome, which contains a variety of microorganisms such as bacteria and fungi. And all that variety helps to keep our opportunistic pathogen, shown in purple, in check because there's just not enough space or nutrients for the pathogen to grow and multiply. In the second image, the person's been given a broad spectrum antibiotic, which disrupts the microbiome and kills off lots of different types of bacteria. But as you can see, it did not kill off our drug-resistant pathogen. And now, the pathogen has tons of real estate and nutrients available to grow and multiply. And as you can see in the third image, that's exactly what happens. Next, we're going to talk about antibiotic resistance. So over time, bacteria evolve and develop defenses to evade the effects of antibiotics. In this video, we're going to talk about several key mechanisms that microbes have that allow them to survive in the presence of antibiotics. However, before we get into these mechanisms, let's first go over some key contributing factors that lead to antibiotic resistance. The first is overuse or misuse of antibiotics, such as antibiotics being prescribed for a viral infection or a patient taking antibiotics without a prescription. Subtherapeutic dosing is another factor. This means that the prescribed dosage of the antibiotic is inadequate to eliminate the infection. In this scenario, more susceptible bacteria may be killed off, but more resistant bacteria are able to survive and multiply, which leads to the proliferation of resistant bacteria. And then finally, patient noncompliance with a treatment plan is another contributing factor for antibiotic resistance. So if a patient is taking an antibiotic for an infection and they start feeling better partway through treatment, they may stop taking their antibiotic early. And in this scenario, the more susceptible bacteria have been killed off at this point, but the more resistant bacteria may survive. And then they go on to grow and multiply, which leads to a population of antibiotic-resistant bacteria. Next, we're going to talk about 4 key mechanisms of antibiotic resistance. The first is drug modification or inactivation. This is where a microbe produces an enzyme that chemically modifies or destroys an antimicrobial agent, which prevents it from reaching its target. So, for example, many bacteria produce the enzyme beta-lactamase. This enzyme breaks down the beta-lactam ring in penicillins and other beta-lactam antibiotics. Next, we have mechanisms that result in decreased penetration, which prevents the drug from reaching its target. So, for example, porins are channels in the outer membrane of gram-negative bacteria, and they allow for the entry of molecules, including antibiotics, into the cell. And if a bacteria decreases the number of porins in that outer membrane, then this limits the entry of antibiotics into the cell. Next, we have an efflux pump. An efflux pump is a protein complex that allows a bacterium to transport antimicrobial agents out of the cell. And by pumping antibiotics out of the cell, this lowers the concentration of the antibiotic in the cell, making it ineffective. And lastly, we have target modification. This is where a microbe makes structural changes to the antibiotic's target sites, preventing the drug from binding. In addition, bacteria can create a bypass to eliminate dependence on the thing that the antibiotic is targeting. So, for example, let's say an antibiotic targets a protein needed for cell wall synthesis. Well, some bacteria can produce a new protein that can get the job done and is not the target of the antibiotic. which makes that antibiotic ineffective. All right, it's quiz time, and I have 3 questions for you. Question number 1. What do you call a second infection that occurs on top of a pre-existing infection following treatment with antibiotics? The answer is a superinfection. Question number 2. Why is subtherapeutic dosing a contributing factor in antibiotic resistance? The answer is with subtherapeutic dosing, more susceptible bacteria may be killed off, but more resistant bacteria are able to survive and multiply. Question number 3. Which mechanism of antibiotic resistance transports antimicrobial drugs out of the cell? The answer is an efflux pump. All right, that's it for this video. I hope it was helpful. If so, be sure to hit that like button. Take care and good luck with studying. Many bacteria produce bacteria can We invite you to subscribe to our channel and share a link with your classmates and friends in nursing school. And if you found value in this video, be sure to hit that like button and let us know what you found to be particularly helpful.